If you want to get better at backgammon, one of the best ways to do it is by playing against a software such as Extreme Gammon or XG because there are a lot of tools in it that'll help you study and help you learn. And in this video, my good friend Frank Talbot joins me to do just that. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, I have my good friend Frank Talbot joining me by way of introduction. For those who follow backgammon, he really needs no introduction. Some people don't know this, but Frank has been named the giant of backgammon many times, including the very first time. He's been on the U.S. team. He's been on the board of directors at the USBGF, and he works with us here in Los Angeles running the tournaments. Welcome, Frank.
Thank you, Alex.
How
Good
are
to
you
be
doing
here.
today? My pleasure.
Doing well. Doing well.
We're recording this just before the new year, so wishing you and your family a happy and healthy new year.
Thank you. You too. Thanks.
Thank you. What do you have any? I know you travel a lot. Any upcoming tournaments that you're going to?
Going to New York in a few days. It should be a great tournament. Hope to be in Texas in a month.
Those are really good tournaments. It's like, you know, I live in Los Angeles, so I'm kind of like afraid of cold weather. So like that's part of the reason it's hard. Well, it's hard for me to travel in general, but like going to New York in the winter time is probably hard for me.
Cold weather is refreshing. It's good for the mind. Makes you think better.
Well, you live in where, Michigan?
Michigan, yes.
And so you grew up, did you grow up in like the cold weather states?
No, grew up in Michigan, Flint,
So
Michigan, born and
so you're
raised.
you're used to it.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
You look around the world, and top countries are all along the cold belt, kind of. Not real cold, not hot, but it's just it seems like the most developed countries are in the four season kind of climates.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, wonderful. Happy to have you. We'll go ahead and get started. All right, so we're playing on a beautiful Bob Zavrol board. Do you know Bob Zavrol?
Yes, I do. I had one of his boards for a while. It's very,
Yeah,
very nice board, beautiful board.
he makes beautiful boards. He's one of my good friends. We used to play in a chouette together. He's also a very strong player. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. This is the one I think my friend Ian Terry has, the Oceanside board with the blue and it looks like maybe olive colored points. He'll be playing the blue checkers at the bottom, XG, the white checkers at the top, bearing off on the right. It'll be a 5-point match. Most important thing to do is to have fun. Number two, to learn. You're welcome to consult with me, but the final decision is up to you as the guest. Here we go. So
Okay.
I'll ask you, you could just let me know how you like to play it, but 4-2 is straightforward.
4 point
Okay.
standard.
5-2. Okay. Now 6-2.
Out and down seems like 24-18 and 13-11. That seems you got to mix it up. You got the better board, so you can mix it up.
What would be your second choice?
My second choice, um, well, 24-18 for sure, and then you could either keep it going or go 4-6-4. I'd my second choice is probably keep it going.
Keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This highly duplicates the 6-4.
right.
Pretty
Duplicate
cool.
fours. Yeah,
Okay.
if you keep it going.
6-2. Okay. 6-2 hits back. Now 5-1.
Okay, so you got the better board. So the thought of like 24-13 is not appealing at all. So I would say no, don't do that. But
Okay.
you can't leave blots all over either. So if you go to the 20 point and then move an ace, that's just too many blots. So my move would be 24, 13, 8.
13-8.
And yeah, that's what I like.
Would you consider, I guess some people, like I've seen in this position, come in like this and hit loose on the ace point, but I think that may be a little overplay with only 4 on the 6 point as compared to when you have 5. But the other thing I was looking at is maybe here and stepping up, so you're not kind of like almost in the opening position.
That play is okay. It's probably my second best play.
Okay,
Second,
so you like to play like this and 13-8?
yeah, that's
Okay,
what I like to do.
very good. 6-1. All right, now 6-3. So that's a 3, of course.
I'd I'd come down.
Down.
Yeah,
So
if
when
you
you have
come out,
viewers, yeah, we'll have viewers at different levels. So, yeah, please explain. So if you come out, you were saying,
you're just giving a pot shots at you. Um, fours and fives hit. Um, if he makes a point inside, he's got a double shot at you, but it's not a big deal. Um, I don't know. I'd come in and down.
yeah. The other thing is that he keeps the back checkers communicated. So you're actually slotting the 22 points. So should you be hit, you may make that anchor.
Right.
Okay. Double 6. Okay. Double 2. All right. So now doubling here. What's your thought process for the viewers?
Well, number one, I think it's a strong double. I think about passing, but I have the ace point. We each have 2 point boards. It's only a 2 point board. Um, if he points on you on the 3 point or hits loose and you don't come in, or even makes a point and you don't come in, or don't hit back, it's not going to be good at all. But like I said, you got the ace point, so I'd take it.
How much of a factor is the stripped midpoint here, given like, say you even anchor, then the next 6 you'll have to play, you'll have to either break the midpoint or dump one deep. That's something that kind of goes through my thought process when I'm thinking about this.
Okay, your timing is not so good for a
Right.
bad game, so to speak. You don't want to be in a bad game.
No,
Uh, he's got the 2 point. I don't think you're either going to be all tied up in your ace point in a very bad game. But if you make any one of the other anchors, I think um, you should be fine
we might be in it.
as
Yeah.
far as that goes.
The other thing I think about, like at this score, a gammon on a 2 cube is pretty valuable because it gets you to the Crawford game. So
Right.
when I look at these decisions, the 5-way is an interesting score because you double more cautiously and take more aggressively in non-gammonish positions. But in gammonish positions, it's the reverse because of what I mentioned. So when I look at this, like I think about it, is it more or less gammonish than the starting position? And clearly you're going to lose more gammons in this position than the starting position. So that's kind of like a factor I think about. But the fact that white still has this one to worry about gives you a little bit of time. So with all that taken together, you want to take, right?
All in all, I'm going to take it.
Okay. 5-4. Okay. Double 3. Now 5-2. So looking to blitz. Okay. So 2-1. So 1.
I'd go 6-4.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
don't want to leave another lot back there.
right. Okay, here's a shot. 6-2, no.
I came out with a 6 and down with a 2.
Yep. Okay, clears things. And now 3-2.
Okay, now it looks like I'm just going to gammon if I don't hit. So start making my board. So it's 8-5. You have to do that.
Right?
Then probably I'd go 18-16 to keep those diversified
Yeah. Okay.
instead of making a point.
3-1. So when I'm in this kind of position, what I say is, if I roll a 6-5, I can make my 5 point. Do you know that joke?
Uh,
That's
no,
the
I
way,
don't.
that's the way of calling your opponent's bad numbers without calling their bad numbers directly.
Oh, okay.
See that? Okay, so 6-5. No, 4-1. Okay, so the one you're gonna, sorry.
Make the 5.
Okay,
Then slot the bar point.
slot the bar point. Okay. No 6-5. Okay. 6-4.
Okay, you got to come out with a 6. You don't want to play the game of I might get prime back there or something. And then 4 would be 16-12.
Yeah. You're gonna make the bar point. Okay. Double one clears.
All right. Well, how many crossovers you got? You got the bad guy's got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 crossovers, 17. That's 8 rolls. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 rolls.
Well, here it looks
All
like you're only
right,
gonna get one crossover
so I'm
unless you
thinking
get
about the gammon here. I'm thinking
right.
maybe I can get off the gammon. You only got one off. White's
Yeah,
only got one off instead of making the. I'm not going to make the 3-point.
right.
Well, I'm not going to do that. If anything, I'd make the bar, and then maybe. Um, you know what? I don't know. I'd probably just come in with one.
Come in. How about getting a crossover from 13 to 12 while retaining the prime?
Um, that could be fine. So if I'm going to do that, and maybe I'll just do the one. It doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter.
Okay, so
Just
what's your selection?
do one of those two. I would probably bring it in.
Bring it in. Okay.
Yeah.
5-3. All right.
Okay, so 18-9.
Okay, just trying to come home. 3-1. 2-1.
I go 8-6. Yeah. 13-12.
Well, okay. 5-2. 6-1.
Okay, now 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 13 crossovers. 6 rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna get gammoned. You don't hit. I think I'd make the 3-point now.
Now you make the 3-point.
Yeah.
The other option would be to make a 4 prime like this, and I'm sorry, like this, and then bring this in just in case you roll some big sets.
That's probably a better play.
You want to do this one? It's up to you.
Yeah, because getting off the gammon is not a foregone conclusion. So this keeps that hopes a little bit alive.
Okay. 6-3. Okay, here's a shot.
Okay.
6-2. Nope.
2, 4, 6. You got 7 guys. White's got 7 guys left. You can. I would slot the 3 and the 2. You don't have to run just yet.
Okay. So what's a shot for you next? I guess there are no real double 3
Double
maybe?
3s,
Yeah. Okay.
double 2s,
Double
double
2,
2s
yeah.
and 3s.
Yeah. Okay. 6-3.
You got to run out the back with anything you got.
6-5. You want to go all the way?
6. And I would not cover the 2 or the 3. If White gets a shot, you want to get another man. You want to recirculate some of those
Right.
guys.
So you want to run all the way.
So just keep them going. Yeah.
Okay. 2-1. Okay, another shot. No.
Well, you can't run out because you can't get off the gammon. If you could get off the gammon, you'd run out. Or excuse me, the backgammon, you'd run out. But you can't do that. So just come down with the 4 and go 6-5. Hoping that eventually you might get 2 blots down there,
I guess
and
you
hopefully
only
you
get
don't
a,
get backgammoned.
when you get a shot on double 2 and double 1, right?
Well, he could roll a 1, and then there'd be 3 left, and you'd stay
And then
again.
later, yeah, you get the coup classique possibility. Okay.
Yeah,
Forward. Okay, so there. So this is
there
where we're
you go.
talking about.
You're gonna
Okay.
stay back there.
4-1. Okay.
Okay. Well, here, number 1, you don't run out. Number 2 is if you do get a shot, you get a double shot, and you want to eventually hit both checkers. So the best way to hit, well, first off, you got to hit the first checker. Then hopefully you're gonna get the second checker. So slot the 1 point. Seems like you want to do that for your best chance to pick up both checkers if he rolls the ace. Not quite as good if he leaves you a single shot. You hit the single shot, now you got blots all over, but he doesn't have a board, so you should be fine. So I do this.
So this is a 5-point match, of course. But let's say it's a longer match and it's 6 away, 6 away. So now a backgammon would win the match perfectly for White. Would you consider running?
No, I wouldn't consider running at all because
No.
the main reason is you can't get off the backgammon with this roll. So he's
What if
got
you had a
5 numbers that are
4-2?
going to backgammon you no matter what you do.
So if you had a 4-2 or a 5-1, would you consider running at as
Well,
a
I
6
would
away?
have, when he had the blot in the 22 point, I would have ran for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
With all those, I would have ran if I could have got out the backgammon with the
Yeah.
roll, with the
So
immediate roll.
right. That'll be good to look at in the analysis. Okay, so this is what your play, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. 3-1. There you go.
Okay.
Now,
Come on.
3-2. Okay, so
Okay. Now you're real glad you made all these blots plays.
okay.
Now here I would make the 3 point.
Make the 3-point. So you have
Yes.
prime. Okay. All right, trying to turn it around.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the 1.
Okay. And now I would hit him again.
Hit him again.
Yeah.
You don't want it to anchor.
In this situation, it's okay. You don't want him to make the ace point. Making
Right.
the deuce point is not so bad because what he's going to do is going to run off the deuce point and leave the blots that way. If he makes the ace point, then he could anchor there and just stay there for a while, no matter what you do, if he doesn't roll a 6. So
Yeah, now the game plan is like in the immediate future to make the 2-point and then ultimately complete a closeout and start bearing off checkers. So what would you say, like how many checkers would you say you would need off to be able to redouble here?
just close them out. I think
So
if you close them out with perfect distro, you got like 30%. So all you got to do is close them out and have a chance for perfect distro. I would probably you don't. First off, you got to close them out.
Right, right,
That's
obviously.
before anything,
Right.
and then um, and then you just wait until you come in
Yeah.
because you
Okay,
might
so we'll
have
take a
lost
look.
distro.
Yeah. Those are kind of good reference positions. Okay, 5-4, does it come
Yeah,
in? Double four. Okay.
double four and make the ace point.
Make the ace point. Okay, so one.
Yeah, I value the ace point higher than the 2 point. I don't.
Okay.
That's okay, and then just run the guy in the 23 point. I
Would you
always run the
consider?
guy that's closest to
Right.
home. The one in the 23 point is closest to home, closer than the 24 point. Yeah,
Okay. Does that do anything? Like sometimes, and then you don't want to bring this builder in too deep, even though it gives you an extra builder for the 2 point, right?
exactly. It's just because it's too deep. Yeah.
Okay. Then the other thing, like I start looking at is like if you get doubles, um, that can make this point. So like a double six, can you get a double six anywhere? I don't think so. Or double four? No, you can't do it, right?
Well, if you make the 24-20, you get double sixes
Okay.
right there. That
So
gets you
then,
double sixes.
so then this.
So that would be better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
one extra closeout number. Okay. These are like small details. Okay, so six
Okay,
five.
now
Here's
you
the
close them
five,
out.
and then the six doesn't matter too much. Which one do you like?
It doesn't matter. I always say,
It
you
matters
go,
a little
well,
bit.
big doubles might be bad. Well,
Yeah.
double sixes, it doesn't matter what six you play if you don't roll double sixes next. They're all sixes.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
double fives, everything's fine. So just don't go 7-1.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So like 20 to 14.
I like that better because
Yeah.
19-13, a six would just come back to a 7 point. That's no good. So
Right. Okay. 5-3.
I like the coming into the 6 point. That's a high point and you're in,
Yeah.
and it goes a nice spot there.
Okay.
I still wouldn't double.
Right. 4-1.
Okay, now 4, 19-15 for sure. Then you look around for the one. So you don't want to leave a shot with double sixes. So if you move them closer, that's good. If you move them in, that's good. Um, doesn't matter.
Like that. Okay. 6-1. So six will be here, right?
That's the six. I go 6-5.
6-5. Okay.
You get off sixes. Yeah. Okay. Now, you got to think about doubling here. In a money game, I think it's about 30% this position with perfect distro. You don't quite have perfect distro, so it might be um, you might have less than 70%, maybe 69% or something. Um, but you're giving him a 4 cube. So what's the take point on a 4 cube and 0-0? I think it's pretty close to money.
It's
So
high.
I
It's
think you
elevated.
can, if you roll double sixes, you're not losing your market because it's a kind of a stripped out position, or you got 3 and a 5 point. So I'd take a roll here.
Yeah, for me, like one of the guidelines I kind of think about is for every checker on the bar that you have, when you have a difference of five born off compared to the opponent, that's kind of like the doubling window. So here, the opponent has 13 born off and you have two on the bar. So once you have three born off, that's around where it's a double and a take on average. But again, at this score, it's a little bit different. And the distribution is not ideal here because large numbers go deep. Okay. 4-1. Okay, that's good. Like that, right?
That's it. Perfect distro.
Okay, so now
And now you got perfect distro. So your chances went up.
So you still want to roll? Or you want to double
See
now?
what's the big hurry. You roll double sixes fan, you lose your market. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
That doesn't happen that often. Double sixes fan.
right.
Double fives fan. Now the other thing is, does your opponent know this is a pass or a take? Does he know this is a take? He might pass. So you think about that. I think about who I'm playing right now.
I think XG knows.
What's that?
I think
I'm
XG
playing
knows.
XG. Well, XG is probably taking it, so he'll probably take it next time. So I take one roll and then I think about it again.
Okay. 6-2. So there's the 6.
I'd go 5-4.
5-3.
Yeah, 5-3. Yeah, yeah.
5. Okay. Yeah. And now.
Okay, so I double this.
Okay. Redouble and
Let him think about it.
do you anticipate? Would you take if you were white?
You know, you have no re-whip big. I just
Yeah.
yeah, I want to double.
Okay. So 6-4.
Okay, so XG did not. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. 6-1 comes in with 1. 6-2. Clear. Okay. 6-2.
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna be close.
Yeah.
Not looking good here.
Yeah. That's the thing. Okay, so 4-1. Now would you redouble as white?
As
So
white,
if you were white now after you born off this and you have this position, would you redouble?
I would redouble. I don't know if it's a take or not.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see.
Well,
Yeah.
there's so many numbers that you don't get off. You don't even get to roll. This is a redouble pass.
Pass. Okay. All right. On to game 2. It's Crawford game. 5-4. Now 6-1.
Make the bar.
That's the bar point. 6-2 runs out. 3-2.
Hit 2.
Okay. Are you thinking like before you start this game, at a Crawford game and you're on the way? Are you thinking about like gammons, how valuable that is, or not?
No, not really. I hit 2 because I wanted to unstack the 6 point.
Right,
That was the main reason. A gammon. So you go for, if you win the game is 4-1, you gammon a 4-2. It doesn't, is not that valuable.
right,
I just thought it was better to win the game in the first place by
right.
hitting 2.
Okay. 5-4 comes in with both. Now 6-1.
You make the 5 point.
5 point, very good. 6-4, okay. Double 5.
Now you make 2 points. You go 13-3 and 7-2 twice.
Okay,
You don't really have anything else.
right. These are blocked. 4-1. Okay. 6-1.
Now, well, I would go 6-2 and split the back guys.
So it's a 6-1, not a 4-1.
I mean 8-2.
Oh,
I'm
8-2.
sorry, 8 to
Okay, yeah.
2. Split the back. I don't want to break the midpoint. I
Right.
really like the midpoint over there.
Yeah, I know some people would play like maybe minimizing shots or go all the way, but you really need to do something about the back check.
Yes, you do. Exactly. Yes.
Okay, 6-1 hits twice. 5, 2, 3, 1, double 3. Okay, so 1.
Can't move the bad guy, so block the anchor and pick up the block.
Okay,
I don't see anything else.
right. 5, 4. Okay,
It was a great
1.
roll by him.
Now 3, 2.
Okay, come up to the edge, 23, 21, and go 6 to 3.
6 to 3. Okay. Double 5.
Just getting crushed here.
Getting crushed. 2, 1. Okay. 2, 1. This is something that Derek Sheeman spoke about, the ugly plays. Were you there for the entirety of the seminar?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, it was a good talk, wasn't it?
It was a very, yeah, excellent talk.
One of the things I remember specifically about this kind of play is like you can afford to kill checkers if the game is almost over, which it likely will be if he's able to come out. 2, 1. Okay, 4, 3 comes out. 5, 4 can't come in. 4, 3. 3, 2. Okay, so there's the 2 and then the 3 here.
Yes, 10, 7.
6, 1. 4,
That's
1.
not boxes. Okay, so the ace goes to the ace point. 2, 1. Now you look at the 4. You know, you got to kind of hope that white comes in funny right away, and that could happen. So make the ace point. I don't see any reason not to make the ace point.
The other option would be to play here and not
And
leave this as
you
an
might get a
open
fly shot right now.
with a double 5 or something.
Um,
Double 5.
no, just
Double
like
6.
like this.
Okay. Okay. So 5, 2,
And that one.
5.
Wrong 7. So bring him in.
Both of
That
them.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Double 1. Okay. Double 1.
Makes the
So,
board.
and
Okay.
then
3, 1. Yeah.
looking for
That
that
worked
upper
out.
5s. Double 6. Okay.
Wow, you gotta go. Now it's a
3.
race.
And then you want to bring the final
Doesn't
one
matter
in?
much. Um, yeah, that's
I think
fine.
in my experience, these are better. Yeah. Okay. 6, 3. Okay. So 6. And then the 1 continue.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 sets of boxes. Wow. Okay, 3 off.
Slim is back in town. Wow, new favorite.
3 sets of boxes. Wow.
All right. Okay, so now
Okay,
it's
you make
four
the
way.
5.
Okay, so this doesn't matter unless he's gonna roll a double 6.
Yeah, double him. He's probably gonna
And
pass.
it's a pass, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect play that game, Frank. Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay,
4, 2.
make the 4.
Okay. And now you double.
Double him. I double him.
Yeah.
You're playing XG. You're not gonna.
Yeah.
Your opponent's not gonna make a mistake here.
We
With
were talking
yes,
about we were talking on social media about the Ottaway post-Crawford doubling, delaying the double trick. Yeah. Okay, so 2, 1.
so he's got the 5 points. So you got to get the back checkers moving with an ace, and then just bring it 2 down to unstack.
6, 3 runs. So okay, 2, 1.
Okay, I'd hit the 11, 10, and now's a good time to come up to the 4 point with the back checker.
21. Okay, so I guess the question is
Well,
like, yeah, go ahead. What's your second choice here?
on second thought, you're trying to get a gammon
Yeah,
for
that's
the
what I was thinking.
match. So you bring 11, 13, 11 down, and it's 4 blots. That's the problem with that play. But um, this is probably the best. This is probably the right play.
Yeah, yeah, more blots leads to more gammon losses, but gammon losses are not are not costly at all. The gammon wins are very
Right.
valuable. Like one of the things I'd say, like I studied the opening position a lot. When you split the back checkers, part of the reason is to try to potentially make an advanced anchor. However, at this score, anchors are devalued because anchors will really save gammons, and you don't really care about that. So, yeah, this makes sense. Okay. Double three, okay, now
Yep.
5-1.
Oh, nobody's on the bar. Okay, make the 5
Oh,
point.
make the 5 points. So one of the things I try to teach people how to use XG, if you double click on a point and you can make that point with the two numbers, it will do that. So you don't have to click the 5 and click the 1. Little shortcut. 6-1 hits twice. 5-4. Okay, 2-1. 3-2. Okay, so there's the
Hit
2.
that guy.
Hit that guy. Very good.
I would hit that guy. Yeah.
Yep. 4-3.
4-3. Well, you could run all the way out from 21-14. That dupes the 2 and doesn't give him a 4. Um, he's going to have the 6 already. If you brought it, I think you kind of want to do that. It's kind of, I think that's the play.
What other play would you consider?
13-6. Then the last play is 11-4. 11-4 has a benefit of cleaning up a block. Um,
Sometimes, like I've learned, it's like, would you consider a play like this? Put them on the bar.
I If my shoe up partner wanted to do that, I'd say go ahead. um, you know what? It'd probably be the best play.
No, I read,
It limits his options more than any other play. Any
yeah,
other play is wide open. He's got aces and deuces to hit down there. 6-1 that's an ace, but double fours is a crusher.
yeah.
It's probably the best play.
I don't know if you know, but I had the privilege of reading Dirk Schieman's recent book, To Hit or Not to Hit. And I think one of the first positions he talks about plays like this. So like now these things come up to the top of my mind. Did you want to look at anything else again?
No, I did see that play when
Okay. So
when
you
he
like
did it.
it? Okay.
Actually, I thought about it a little bit, but it was such a quick thought that there,
Usually you don't want to like break your 6 point, but it's like kind of like a tempo thing. 6-5. Okay, so 19-point anchor. I've heard people call this the platinum anchor or the platinum point. 20
yeah,
is the
and it
golden.
is.
Yeah. All right, so now 3-2.
Well, it looks like you got an anchor back there, 23-21, and lift, clean up all the blots. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. What about, I mean, I'm just looking at this. It's like you kind of want to block this guy, so you could with this. You don't have an ideal 3, but you could do like the shifty play. So you have 2 points bearing on it. And it's like, how badly do you really need the anchor? I don't know. But this is something to consider at least.
Well, he is an anchor,
Right.
the best anchor, and you don't. Um, um, I think it's best to get the anchor.
Yeah.
It's. I don't think you need the block. You got a little flexibility here. You got a couple spares. You can
Okay.
even use the 8 point for a spare.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I like this best.
All right. 2-1. Okay. Now 6-4.
Okay, make your board and come down. You could just not leave any shots at all. Just go 13-3. You know, that's probably best. No
Okay.
shot.
No shot. No shot for you. Okay. 3-1.
Okay, makes it 2 and 8-5.
5. Okay. Double six.
Well,
Okay.
that's a great number.
6-5. So down by 18
You're down by 18
before the play.
before the play, then you bring 2 down.
2 down. Yeah. Can't afford to play 2 in.
No, that
Hmm.
wastes.
Okay. Double
And you
one.
make the 6
And
and
then,
then 8-7.
yeah. Too many doubles.
Okay, so now, oh, there's the pip count. You're down by 35 pips.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You still don't want to go deep, so I'd go 7-4. Yes.
7-4. Would you consider 8-6, 5-4? So you have
You know
three.
what? That's better. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
So
like,
it's all right, but that's that gives you a 6 and a 5. No, I
yeah,
wouldn't.
this you don't want the prime. You want the builders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 5-4. 5-4.
You're too far to run. So slot the ace and go 7-3.
Yeah. Now, gotta do it all the way.
All the way. Did 4 down and might as well make it.
6-3 is a
There
shot.
you go. No,
No. All right. So
don't.
let's see.
Yeah,
Now we'll have to win this in the race now, Frank.
that's not going to happen.
Never say never.
No, no, don't do that.
This way.
There you go.
Man, I think that's okay.
Yeah, some people get fancy with the ace.
Yeah,
It's not making much difference here.
not there. So it looks like it's almost gin. All right, so now we'll analyze it. World-class play, 2.8. Congratulations, Frank. Maybe we can submit this to the BMAB.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we'll go through this. This is the part where there's the learning. Oh, and it didn't even analyze this one. Let's see what that does. 2.76 after that.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go through the straightforward ones. Yeah, so this is the 6-2 where this was the right idea as you discussed. And then the 5-1. Yep, you discussed this one. And then it was the 6-3. Okay, look at this. It preferred coming out all the way.
Yeah, that was a mistake not doing that.
Yeah, I guess so what do you make out of that?
Well, as we were discussing it right in the tail end of it, I noticed that if he makes a point in his inner board, then you have a double shot at him. Blue will have a double shot at white, and if
Okay.
he hits you, then he's not making a point. So, in retrospect, that might have been. I dismissed it pretty quickly, saying that I just didn't want to give him a double shot. But I can see where this is better.
I feel like part of it is like when you do this, you strip the midpoint and then these guys get a little stranded.
Yeah,
Um,
that too.
Sometimes what I do is I'll copy this and paste it onto a new board. So I show this to the viewers and they ask me how. So I have two windows of XG open. So I have the original one and I hit Control Shift and C for copy, and then I go to a new window, a new instance of XG. So this is the opening position, and I click Control V for paste. It'll ask you if you want to save it. You hit no. Okay, and now you can modify the position. So say you had an extra checker on the midpoint. Let's see how much of a difference that would make. Look at how close they are now.
Yes. So
So
stripping the midpoint is not the right idea.
yeah, so I tell people, people ask me like, how do you learn from XG? Because it does not speak to you. No, it does not speak to you, but what you have to do is these sorts of experiments to see what effects it has. So if you go back to the position and you say, okay, well, do you think it has to do with the stripping the midpoint? Well, you go back and modify it and do this, and you see how close they are, and that kind of confirms your hypothesis. You have a scientific background, being a retired pharmacist, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one, this was, yeah. Let's look at it on the plus plus. So it was a solid double, but still a comfortable take.
Yes.
And what was your thought process again, in terms of this doubling decision or the take decision for you?
Well, equal boards,
Mhm.
and I had an anchor already. If I
Yeah,
didn't have the anchor, no way. It'd
got
be
it.
it'd be 11 guys in the zone. That
Right.
would, in everybody's like out and gone and trying to, if there was another attacker, let's say you go 13 and go to 8, that might sway my decision too.
Like this.
Yeah, that would be the worst place for an attacker rather than the 9 or the 10 or
That
the
makes
7.
it stronger. So we can look at the 9, for example. It diversifies it.
That's just
Oh,
a
and pass.
great 6 to play there.
Yeah. What if you clean up this plot? See, now he doesn't have
Um,
to juggle things on both sides.
that helps a little. Excuse me. That would push it more towards the pass, but not that much. I
Yeah,
think I think another builder down there on the anywhere from the 11 to the 7 points would
yeah,
might make it a either close or a pass because it's a pretty easy take as
yeah.
it.
Here, are you seeing the second board? Let me see. Yeah, okay. So here I move the checker from the 18 to the 13 and it makes it a pass by 47 millipoints.
Well, that is a pass.
Yeah, that's a pass.
Okay.
But that's one of the things I was mentioning. It's like when you have to juggle things on both sides of the board, that makes a difference. So like here, this was the original position, and it's still a take. So at
Let's
least
do this. Let's go put the guy on the 1 point, 24 point.
put them where?
Put the 18 on the 21 point or 24 point. No,
This
for
one?
white. For white.
Oh, for whites. Okay.
For white. Okay,
Oh,
now
okay. Now there's more to do.
take the 13 down and put it on the 9 point or something.
I see. So you're kind of like mixing the two things. Now it's still a pass.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is so much.
that's a bit. Now, how about the 8 point?
Probably still maybe not as big a pass. Oh, wow. Now it's a take. Look at that.
That's a take.
That's a big
It's a
difference.
pretty easy take.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. Um,
Well, yeah, that takes
that
away.
does a lot.
Yeah, that does a lot.
How about the 10 point? Not directly on the 3 point.
Right. Now it's
That's a
still a
take.
take, but if you were still on the
It
18
was
point,
closer. Yeah.
now it becomes a pass. The other thing we could do is like look at, say this were on the 16. I don't think this is going to make a huge difference. But look at that. that makes it into a pass, Frank.
Wow.
So this is the original
Because
position, and this is
if things go, if blue anchors somewhere, another anchor or gets all in, then it's really easy for white to get the plots
yeah.
safe. Yeah.
So one of the things I like to do in XG is you use the dice distribution feature. You go to analyze dice distribution, and then you see this. Like what I like to do is click the icon with the most red bars. That gives you the highest level of analysis. It starts with 2 ply, 1 ply, and then it goes to 4 and 3. And then you go to after double take. And then what I find useful is this graph tab. And then I double click to make it a 2D format to make it easier. So you see here, this is the 1, right? So anything that exceeds this, at least the partially, because this is only the first roll, is a market loser. So double 3, double 4, right? And let's go to this one and do the same thing and see what the difference is. So here, now what is it? The double 1, and 6-3 are good. But in the original position, the double 1 and the 6-3 is not as good. So going back here is like part of what loses your market is safetying this blot here. And it's easier to do from here than from here. So that's good. That's a really good lesson when we move the checkers around and see what happens. Do you like to do that when you're studying with XG?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments about this one before we move forward?
Yeah, if like white makes a point and red comes in with double aces, if he's only if or red,
Blue,
if
yeah.
blue comes in with double aces, he could come in, hit, and make the 5 point. Actually, that's not gonna. That's a kind of a minor thing. Um,
I mean,
yeah, something like that.
yeah.
Now he's got just a really strong position here. So, anyways,
So you
all
think
right.
you double from the bar here?
Oh
No,
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 when
no.
blue won't
Blue,
blue won't
blue,
be doubling here. Not for a
blue will be, yeah, yeah. Okay, so very good. And then couldn't move there, and then the 6-5 was forced. 4-1 was forced. There wasn't a lot we could do here. The 2-1 was coming in, okay. And the 6-2, yep, as we
no,
discussed,
but he's got the two. Wait, let's go back to the 2-1. Oh no,
the 2-1 was
no,
just
I was jumping ahead. We didn't want to. We didn't want to go 13-11. We thought that was bad.
oh yeah,
It's worse. It's not horrible, but
not terrible, yeah.
okay.
Okay, so that was straightforward. And the 3-2, you slot, and these were all virtually tied, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And the 4-1, you make the point and slot a point, okay?
yeah,
And the 6-4, these were all very close. It actually wanted to make the point, and looks like you'll have time to bring these out, but these were close. Okay, so this was the 5-1. I did like making the 3-point because you're losing 61% gammons anyway.
yeah. I just thought that making a 3-point, right away is 4s, 5s, and 6s leave a shot.
Right.
Yeah,
Agreed. Yeah. So this was small anyway. Okay. Did you notice double 3 also leaves a shot?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Then the 5-4 was just coming around. The 2-1 was
now, like the 5. Now that's interesting. Let's go back to the 5-4. Okay, it likes coming around now, so it's apparently making the 3-point is, no, it's about the same. It's all about the same.
They're
All
all
right,
close. Yeah.
because he made the 3-point the time before, but it's not making the 3-point now.
So what's the difference here? The 3-point makes it results in this position here. So you've got the back slotted. You have a lot of builders to make that.
It's easy to fill in your prime, but
Yeah, here, yeah, here it's harder to make the prime in the back.
okay. So when it's easier to build a better prime, then go ahead and do that one.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and that's easier to make a prime there. So
Yeah.
okay, I
Two
got it.
one. Oh, it liked again making the prime here.
Now I think we just came in trying to get off the gammon.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess if you're trying to
Now, how
cover
many gammons? You're getting gammon 83%.
63%,
Oh,
62%.
63%. He lives in the game 83%.
Yeah. Where is 8676? Okay, I didn't see it. Anyway,
Okay.
okay, and then the 6-1, what is it like? Now again, it's the same theme. It likes to make the point. This
Yeah.
was yeah.
Our play was 0.026. My
Yeah.
initial reaction was to make that, and I thought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I thought maybe it should have a chance of getting off the gammon. Is why
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean there is, but yeah, okay. So here, again, the right idea, slotting the 2 points, you couldn't hit the shot. And the
Yeah.
6-5 was running. 4-1, all these plays were close. It's slightly preferred
Now
actually.
the 6. Go back to the 6-5.
Yep,
Okay. Now.
this was close.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and the 4-1, these were all close. Slightly preferred actually making it this time.
They like,
Um,
they like making the 3-point
yeah, I like that. But they're
instead
close.
of
These are very close.
13,965. Boy, have all that great big stack on the
Yeah, yeah.
6-point. It doesn't seem right.
So let's see here with the 4-1. Wow, it likes making the 2-point. Yeah,
Like making the 2-point.
even this was not. These top plays were close. It results in this position.
How was it making the ace-point?
Making the
See,
ace.
in these positions, there it is. What does it
Oh,
say?
making the ace point with 5-1-2-1? Or you mean slotting the ace point?
Sliding the ace-point.
Slotting the ace point, yeah.
But then you
With
got to
25,
diversify
that's
with
close.
6-5.
Yeah.
So, all right. Maybe I got to rethink that.
Well, I
But
think, I guess if you get a shot, you're gonna be hitting with 1s and 2s. So you wanna try to get different numbers to cover.
well, the other way, everything covers something.
Yeah,
And
I
the
guess.
thing is, you want to have some blots in there so you get hit, and then you got a
Right,
chance
right,
to hit that second checker.
right.
It's my thinking on that.
Well,
Uh,
these were all very close anyway, so it's not a huge thing. Okay. So then the 3-2, this was when we hit the shot and then cover, so that was good. And then with the 4-1, that was the right idea to hit twice. You don't want it to anchor. And then the double
but
four.
you also don't make the ace point with the 4-1.
Well,
You
you
do
can't because
not
you're on the
make the
bar.
ace
You're on the
point.
bar.
Oh yeah, that's
You're on
right.
the bar. Yeah. This is
Okay. Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, and these ones were all the same. So it did like making it and then going to the 15 for whatever reason. Not a big deal. Okay.
Okay.
And then the 6-5, you close it and then come out.
Yeah.
And the 5-3, okay, slightly preferred, 14-9. These are not huge, but you're trying to get them here. Yeah. Okay, and then the 4-1, you went there. 6-1. It
That
actually
was in was better.
in was
They,
better.
I thought either one of those was fine, but I didn't know 0.28 is
Is more than you would have thought for the second.
more than what I thought. Yes.
So I like I've seen these positions, and the idea is you want to keep your board for as long as possible. And having multiple checkers on the 6 point like this will keep the board for longer than position like this. Next,
Yeah.
these two are likely going to go deep with large numbers. Okay. So then the 4-1 was perfect. 6-2. Okay, so let's look at the cube action. So this was not quite a redouble yet.
Right.
Okay, but the 6-2 was right. And then here it was still not a redouble. So let's take a look at this because we were talking about this and we were saying is say you have this. Is this a redouble? Now it's a pass.
By a smidge.
Yeah. What about for money? The take point is higher at this score. Look
Yes,
at
it is.
look at how big a difference that is. It's barely a double for money. But at five away, I think the idea of getting to the one away Crawford score is big.
That's one of the reasons why I thought I could double when I did,
Right, right. So
because the
like,
Q big is diminished.
right. And that's actually something you can see. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but if you look at this number, the 1.149, and subtract from it 1.011, the difference here is actually really small. That's an indicator of the value of cube ownership. But looking,
Okay, so explain that again for me and the viewers.
so this is something I learned from the theory of backgammon by Dirk Schiemann.
Mhm.
So the value that you have in terms of owning the cube, like you were talking about the recube vig, it's relatively small at this score because owning a 4 cube when you're 5 away, if you redouble to 8, you're gonna win the match, but 3 extra points of overage. So it's not that valuable. But let's say it's an 8 point match, or let's say it's a 9 point match at 1-1. Now the value of cube ownership is huge. So the difference between the cubeless equity and the cubeful equity is an indicator of the value of cube ownership. So 1.045 minus whatever is the correct action here is 0.838, which is 200 over 200 millipoints. The difference there.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. But in a 5 point match, the difference was like 100 and something millipoints, 138. But the other thing I was looking at is okay, so this is where you redouble. So this is a good reference position for money. You see, this is like a small double. And that was the thing I was saying. It's like 5 crossovers for every one of these. Every checker on the bar, because coming in is 1 crossover, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is off. So that's why you need 5 extra crossovers for each of these. So this is 2, so the difference in the born off checkers is 10, and that's exactly the range. That's kind of what I use as a guideline for money, and then adjust for the score.
You gotta if you throw in a little bit of wastage there, it's just a tad more.
Like this.
Yeah.
Here you can't
Yeah.
double. But say you're here. Now it's stronger.
Yes, this is definitely stronger. You
Well,
keep
what
your
about here? That's weaker because you can leave an immediate shot. This is stronger than that. And then like if you do things like this, it makes it weaker. Oh, it makes it a pass because of the race. Okay. Okay,
You know, blue has more pips when they're way down there.
right, right.
You know,
Okay. Anything else about that?
no, that's it.
Okay. So then the 6-4, okay.
No, see, some people might, you know, in the 6-4,
Yeah,
knowing all this, then you realize you don't take two off. You're
yeah,
too close to a double pass. You're too close. You're too close to winning the game, or you're close to a double. Um, so you don't need to take two off. You're not you take two off when you're an underdog, and you're not an underdog. You're a favorite, so you don't do that. So you
okay,
just break the 6 point clean.
right. Okay, and then the same with the 5-6-2, and the
Hmm.
5-4 was forced, and this is kind of just played out, and then here, wow, this was still a take.
That was a take.
Let me show you something that will kind of explain what I was talking about. Well, if you take an 8 cube in a 5 point match, you have zero value of owning the cube, right? Because you cannot turn it. You notice that the cubeful equity is exactly the same as the cubeless equity. So there's zero value. The difference between these two is zero. That's a mathematical way of showing this is zero value of owning the cube. But this is interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
So so White has 11 pips. So how often does it take him more than two rolls to
Yeah. So let's do this again.
not get off? If I remember right, trying to remember, Danny Kleinman's got a chart on that. Yeah, I think 12 is 20%. 11's got to be less than 20%. So how much less? Let's call it, I don't know, call it 17, 18%. And then how often does blue get off in two?
Right.
Probably close to, I don't know, it gets off in one 4 times, right off the bat. Um,
Yeah, you can look at the second rolls here.
so I don't know, it seemed like it get off into half the time. If he rolls two aces, that's half the time. Um, the two aces doesn't get him off, and it's the double aces.
Yeah.
Um, so we were at 18%, and then half of
Yeah,
that
so
is only 9%. He's still quite a ways. That doesn't help me much, I guess.
yeah, so let's look at what's the take point. So you could go to options, or what is it? Analyze match equity table, Control T. So for the viewers, you could do this or hit Control Alt T for table, and you can see. So if you pass, you're going to be at 5 away, 1 away Crawford for only 15.82%. Here, you're winning a little more than that.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. So I guess, like, what if you do this and now make double three no longer work? That gets it very close.
Move the cursor there. Okay.
So now it's a 970. And if you move it like this, will tip it over the edge, I think. Yeah,
If you go back to blue's original position
like this. And
and
then you have to
and put white on, yeah, 4-6.
yeah,
So it's saying blue has 14% in this position and more in the 6-5 position.
one of the things I think about is like, what's the likelihood that blue will bear off one checker here? I don't know about the calculation, but if you move it to here, now it's much higher. So that's what tips it over, right?
Well, if your roll's a 4, the only thing that doesn't bear off a checker is 2-1. Yeah, and 6-5, the only thing that doesn't bear off a checker is 2-1 plus aces and 2-1, aces and 3-1,
Yeah, so that's more.
or double aces. Yeah, that's a few more, 3 more.
So that'll do it.
Okay. I'm not sure how to figure that out over the board.
It's
I was trying
fine.
to figure that, do the mathematics over the board, and it's a tough one.
All right. So we'll move on to the next game. This was the Crawford game. Okay, so the 6-1 was just making that point, but look at how close it is to actually hit. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah.
Um, actually, McGrill did that in it wasn't exactly that position, but he'd slot the 6 and slot the 5 and slot the 7.
With an opening 6-1.
Yeah, it's not so bad when when games don't matter. I mean, double match points. What is it with double match points here?
At DMP. Yeah, virtually tied.
Virtually tied, yeah.
But one of the things is interesting, like you don't see it much anymore, but here, when you split with a 4-3, I believe this is close to actually hit with the 6-1. Look at that.
Yes.
It likes this play. But you don't see a lot of people splitting like this anymore.
No, you don't.
You used to in the good old days. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Everybody did that.
You and
Almost
I are
nobody
old
didn't
enough.
do that.
You and I are old enough to remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the 3-2, you discussed this hitting twice, and then the
And
6,
does it win more games? Go back to 3-2.
it does.
So it does win more games. Yes.
Right, right. Okay, and then the 6-1 was making the 5 point.
That's very strong. Yeah.
Yep, and here makes the 2 points as we discussed. And you were right, we had to get those things moving. And the 5-2 was forced, and the double 3 was virtually forced.
Yeah.
And the 3-2, again, you wanted to get things moving.
Was 6-3 or 5-2 right? 6-3 was a little diversified. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you spread out the checkers, yeah. Okay.
Right.
And then the 2-1 was forced, these were forced. And the 3-2, you come in there. It did like making the point, but they were all the top plays were very close here. And here, it slightly preferred to save a 6 here by playing like this, but they're close.
Okay.
And then this was a good roll. And the double 6, yeah, it's slightly better to bring one in. Anyway, then there was nothing else here, but
And then boxes, boxes, boxes.
one, you rolled 1, 2, 3. And there was a double 3
Resets.
and double 2 in there too. What
You know,
was your
some
weakness
I
here?
haven't been accused of having galaxy dice yet, but I'm getting there.
So after this play, you had a 13.7% chance of winning. Then you were up. Okay. So then
Well, some of those I'm hitting a shot. Most of that winning chance was hitting a shot.
right, right, right. Okay, so this one was just a double pass. This is the
Right.
free top. Okay. And then game 4, final game. So the double and the take and the 2-1 there. Again, the 2-1 here, yeah, because of the gammons, right? You win more gammons here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If this were gammon save, so like let's say We change the score. Now I suspect that going up is closer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
slightly.
still pretty close though.
They're all close, but
Yeah.
these are the kinds of things like when you start studying match play, you start thinking about like when it's important to win a gammon or lose a gammon and so forth, or avoid losing a gammon. The 5-1 was straightforward, and the 5-4 was forced. And here you had to hit, right?
Yeah.
And this one, oh, it did like 13-6, but this was close. What was
So,
the showing that the 24? This one was a small error.
so I didn't like going to the 4 point. That was like third worst.
Yeah,
My initial play was
this one.
just come out there. So that's not as good as that's fifth best.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess like staying back here, you'll lose more gammons, but you don't really care about losing gammons. As a matter of fact, going out here, you'll lose more gammons too because you're giving a two shot. That's not good. Like, well, I guess it's good here.
Well, that's one of the
Double twos,
dupes to twos, and
but
you
then
get
it
off the
doesn't.
fours.
Right.
So you switch fours. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get off the fours.
Yeah. Okay. So then it was the 3-2. Yeah, this other play was close. Actually, this wasn't my play. What was my play?
Anchor.
This one.
Yeah,
This
that
one.
was my play. Anchor and oh, that was your play there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So that was the right idea. Okay. And then the 6-4, this one, um, it liked making the board. You don't really care about getting hit so much.
Yeah, that was my initial thought. Remember, I
Yeah,
was going to do that,
yeah,
and tell you the truth, so many times I leave shots or I play next G, and it tells me I'm wrong. And I guess we don't have gammons to worry about.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
maybe
exactly.
that's the right idea.
Yeah.
And you
Uh,
want to gammon him, so making your board um,
we
is
can look
better in
at
that regard.
let's look at it for money where gammons count both ways. And there is this blot on the other side.
Right.
So now they're close,
It's
but
still
like
the same.
let's say you close this blot now. Now you have to probably play more safe. Yeah, now that's an overplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So then the 3-1 was making the point, and then coming in the 6-5, you had to bring two down. And then this one, yep, that was right. And the 2-1, oh, it preferred, oh no, these were tied, yeah. Okay. And then the 5-4, like we discussed, 6-1, 4-2, and then we missed the shot, and that was it. So very good. Didn't win, but it was a good performance and some things to learn. Yeah. What are your thoughts of the match overall?
Well, whenever you go over a match, there's a couple of plays that were wrong. So I think of that first. Then I say, well, it's not so bad. I didn't have any blunders, and I did play a 2.76, so I'm pretty happy with that. You always want to do better, always, no matter unless you got zeros.
Yeah, right.
So I'm happy with it overall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Like I tell people, two most important things are number one to have fun and number two to learn. And I always feel like we've accomplished those goals. What do you think?
Yeah, I learned some stuff there. Yeah.
So it's always, I mean, it's always valuable. You learn, and like one of the things, like some of the top players say, like Mochi says, spend more time studying than actually playing. And I think when you do this, it forces you to do that. and you learn more.
That is so true. You need to study. You need to do everything, but you got to proportion it out. And how are you going to proportion your time? And your the proportion of studying, it has to be top. People that play all the time, yeah, they'll get experience, but unless that's all you do in life, um, you really need to study more than you play.
Right. So speaking of studying, you're a top player yourself. What would you say to the viewers that are watching who want to improve to a level like where you're at? How do you recommend that they study and improve?
You got to categorize your positions. Books help you do that. Books, this chapter here and this chapter there, and these pages here and there. They categorize things, and then with your categorization, you get reference positions, and you take the reference positions are you want them to be common positions that come up every once in a while, and if you know those cold, and a lot of books have these reference positions. If you know those cold, then you just make little adjustments off them, and you can usually come up with the right answer. So so read the books, get those reference positions, and play in different environments and different. When you study, you're usually all by yourself, and you can think more clearly. Um, when you play live, there's a lot of stuff going on. The clock's sitting there running. Can you think with the clock? Um, Another thing you can do is you need stuff that you can think of over the board because you're playing over the board. And when you're studying, you got your sometimes it's on the computer and you got the pip count there, and there's noise going on and people are talking, and so can you study with all that, and can you concentrate with all that going on? And it's much easier to concentrate if you know stuff to do over the board, if you get that down. So get as much over the board stuff as you can. And if it's going to be too complicated, if you got to sit there and think 10, 15 minutes of this complicated play, well, forget that. Concentrate on something else, that you can do over the board, because you're never going to do that over the board if it takes you that long in a complicated analysis. So your time is way better served, um, learning easier stuff than the real complicated stuff. So there you go.
Great advice. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Well, very good, Frank. It's been such a pleasure having you on. You're certainly welcome back at your convenience. Do you have any final comments before we conclude the video?
Well, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be on the video and express myself, and I just appreciate what you're doing to better the game for other people, and make it a better game. And thank you.
My pleasure. I feel like backgammon is a visual game, so when you have videos, it's actually useful to even like spread the word. So like you see a lot more videos, and now that's giving backgammon more exposure. So that's great. All right. Well, thank you very much, Frank. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.